Hi everyone. This video is going to show you how to create your ePortfolio in Canvas, and we will talk about different ways to organize the ePortfolio, how to upload all of your work into the ePortfolio, and ultimately just some reminders about formatting and structure of how you present your work. So let me pull up Canvas. I'm just going to walk you through setting up the ePortfolio, and you can even pause this video as you view it and create your own portfolio one bit at a time, or you can just watch and hear all the advice and possible options for you and then go in later to develop your ePortfolio. It's a good idea to start developing your ePortfolio now. Start uploading your work from early in the quarter, just so it's not something that's saved to the last minute and you're uploading everything and trying to organize everything at the end of week 10. So you have some time, maybe a little bit over the next 2 weeks at a time, just to add some stuff in. But either way, I'm going to pull up Canvas and show you how this is done. So let's see. You're just going to sign into your Canvas page, at which point you'll see all your Canvas classes here. You're going to access and first come to ePortfolio by hitting on your account, and profile and settings and such comes up, but so does a link for ePortfolios. So you're going to click on that. This explains briefly what an ePortfolio is and some of the functionality. One possibility you might consider is that you can share this work with friends and future employers or future writing teachers even, both by sharing the link or by downloading a zip file of your ePortfolio. We don't need to worry about those now. It's just some functionality moving forward for you. To start, we're just going to create an ePortfolio. So start it. You start by naming it. So I'm just going to call this Rick's 39A Writing Portfolio. One key important idea: after you name it, before you click Make ePortfolio, I need you to click Make it Public. I will not be able to view your ePortfolio if you don't click this link. Making it public doesn't mean that anyone can just go on Google and search it and find it. All it means is that whoever you share the link with will be able to see it. So in this case, you're going to be sharing the link with me, and I'll be able to then click on that link and view it. If you don't click this, I can't view it, and I can't give you a grade without seeing your final work. So click that and hit Make ePortfolio here. This gives you a quick rundown. It gives you a getting started wizard that you could walk through if you like. It walks you through the different functions, but I'm going to do most of that right now, so that's just something to do if you want to get the full functionality out of it. But we're on our welcome page here, and we have two categories. One on the left, which we'll call sections, and one on the right, which we'll call the pages. The pages that come up on the right will correspond with whatever section you're currently clicked on. You can think of the sections as chapters in a book, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, and then within each of those chapters is a number of different pages that cover different material. So that's how we're going to think about it. We're going to start today by organizing sections and talk about how to organize your work overall, and then we'll talk about adding pages as we go. So one of the sections is already made for us. It's called Home, and we have it here, and it's a welcome page, and it has no text entered on it yet. So we're going to come back to that when we talk about pages and how to edit pages, but at least we have one made for us, the home page. We're going to add some sections here. So add some chapters by hitting Organize ePortfolio, and you just have the link to add section. And you can actually go ahead and probably just add a number of sections in a row if you wanted to, without naming them first. Maybe not. Maybe it's just letting us do one. So at least we got two new sections here. We'll add some more as we go. See what happens when we just go here. Okay. I got ahead of myself and tried to add multiple at a time. organize another section, add it. Okay, I'm not sure if this is a glitch or not, but you're going to add one at a time. So I'm going to have on section name here. I had to hit add section to edit, and so I actually get the ability to edit this by clicking on this toolbar. I'm just going to call it rename now. So sorry for that quick glitch, but let's jump back on by starting to organize the pages. So I'm going to make the requirement that the first section you develop is for the portfolio introduction. You type that in right there, you hit done editing, and it's saved it. So I'm going to start adding a couple sections one at a time now so we don't get that problem. From here, there's a couple of other sections to be organized. Now, part of this might end up coming down to how you feel you best want to represent your work, but I'm going to show you one way and then talk about some alternatives. One way I'm going to organize sections right now is just per assignment for the course. And I'm going to do it in reverse chronological order. So going backwards, our assignment sequence goes from portfolio introduction to how does a poet make meaning, to in defensive essay, to in defensive style portfolio. So this is just a rough start. We're going to have some other categories to add in just a minute, but I started by organizing my work in sections that clearly show the assignment sequence of the course. So we have those four. Some other things that the prompt in the last video talked about is that you're also going to include notes and self-reviews and Canvas discussions and writing responses, reading responses, anything that also help develop your thinking, your critical thinking skills in the course, but also your writing skills, you're going to want to add here. One thing that has been newly assigned is the elements of eloquence, the figures of speech worksheet. So that might need to be organized in its own category, possibly. Let's see, let's add another section and let's call it Canvas discussions. And then let's maybe add one more called notes. Now I'm not saying these are the categories you need to develop. I'm just showing how I would present my work hypothetically. Reverse chronological order based on assignments, and then some additional writing exercises like the elements of eloquence, Canvas discussions, and notes. If you want, once you put these in, you can rearrange them by hitting organize sections and just moving them. So let's say I wanted to go normal chronological order and just click and drag so that my portfolio orders its categories as style portfolio, in defensive essay, how does poet make meaning, and then some of the extra material that's developed along the way. There's really no right or wrong answer. This just comes down to how you want to clearly label and organize your work for me so that I know where to access any of your work at any given time. You don't want me searching around and having to figure out where you hid different assignments. I want to be able to clearly go to a section and then clearly go to a page. The only requirement I do have is that portfolio introduction is first. I know I said that already. This needs to be right up top, and however you organize it after that is up to you. Technically, you could organize this differently, not by assignment sequence, but by final drafts and rough drafts, potentially. So final drafts could be a category here. And then we'll talk about how the pages would represent all those final drafts, or rough drafts and how it would capture all those rough drafts. It's really up to you. Here's just one model of it. So let's talk about organizing and managing the pages now. So I'll just go to my ePortfolio or my portfolio introduction link. And once I've clicked on that, and I know I'm on it, it's portfolio introduction, I have this page that's already created. And it's titled new page. It comes with a kind of a pre-default page setting. So it's just titled new page. We want to edit it. So we'd say edit. And at this point, we can title the page what we would want it to be. In this case, I'm going to call it the portfolio introduction final draft. And I'm going to save that page. Now, I also want to add another page in this category, and I'm going to call it, I'm going to hit Organize, Manage Pages, add another page, and I'm going to call it the Portfolio Introduction Rhetorical Situation Draft. And then I'm going to hit Done Editing. And now I have 2 pages within this section. So just to go away from it, come back to it, then I have these 2 different pages that will represent different work. I haven't added any work to it yet. But when you want to add work to it, you just click on the page you want to edit, and you edit the page. It already has the title there, and it gives you a couple options to upload your work. So I'm going to make a couple distinctions here. I need you to follow. This counts for both the portfolio introduction and for all the other assignments as well. So because this is my final draft, I make a requirement. I want you to cut and paste your portfolio introduction final draft into the text box here. So you're in your Word document, you copy, and then you come here and you paste the entire draft. This is so that when I access it, when I click on your page, the portfolio introduction final draft, it shows me all the content right there on the page. I don't have to download anything. I don't have to click on any additional links. I just see it. And for the final drafts, for every assignment, so the final drafts are the portfolio introduction, for the how to support make meaning essay, in defense of essay, and the style portfolio. Whatever is the final draft, I want it copied and pasted so I can just view it when I hit the page. So we don't need to look at how to add content here. We just need to copy and paste. So I'm just going to put it, this is my portfolio introduction, copied and pasted. You, of course, do not need to say this. I'm just saying that to highlight the point. And then simply hit Save Page. So I will see it like this. When I click the page, I'll just see the whole essay coming down the page. Let's go and edit the rhetorical situation draft. So you're going to have a different option here. This will be a choice, but I will allow either of them. So I'm going to edit this page. For the rhetorical situation draft, you have 2 options. You can do the same thing that you did with a final draft and just copy and paste the text right here so I see it when I click on the page. Or you can upload a file from your computer. So you can just upload the Word file right into the page. Or you can click on this option of course submission and select course submission. Well, I don't have any, but basically this is going to pull up a list of everything you submitted for this course so far, and you can just click on the portfolio introduction rhetorical situation draft and then hit select submission, and it will just populate that draft that you've already turned in from Canvas back to the ePortfolio here. So this has options for you. I would allow for the rough drafts either copied and pasted, course submission, or file upload. It really comes down to how you want to present your work and how you want me to see it. And that's something for you to consider. I'm going to save this page and keep going down. So you do that for every section. How many pages do you need? You need to edit the pages. You need to copy and paste final drafts. You need to figure out how you're going to include your rough drafts, so on and so forth. One thing we didn't talk about is that you still have an option with organization of the pages, same way. Oh, let's see, cancel that. So I want to organize these, and I want to put the rhetorical situation draft first and then the final draft. Whatever page is first in the list here is what will show up when I first hit the section. So if you want your final draft and the text that's been copied and pasted to show up right when I hit this, you're going to want to have this one be first. Oh, I stopped editing it. If you want to call my attention first to the rough draft, then you can do that. It's really up to you. You just know you have the options to drag them to the place you want them to be. So let me see. I made a list of things I wanted to touch on. Let me make sure I covered them. Let's see. I walked you through how to create the ePortfolio, how to create categories, sections, and pages. We talked about organizational options. We talked about final draft formatting. Here's the last two reminders before I show you where to submit the link. The reminders, as I've said in the first video this week, is that your final draft of the How Does a Poet Make Meaning, the third required and final draft, is simply due with the ePortfolio. So you're not going to turn that into Canvas separately. You're going to turn your third and final draft, or if you do a fourth draft, your fourth and final draft, right here in Pages. That also goes for the portfolio introduction. You will only submit one rough draft in week 9, and then you'll submit the final draft of the portfolio introduction with the ePortfolio here. And it'll just be this will be the first time I'm seeing it when I come to your ePortfolio. Same thing for the rhetorical figures of speech, elements of eloquence. It's the first time I'll see it. You're going to be including that final draft exercise in with the ePortfolio. So that is the gist of it. Once you're done, once you're complete, everything's organized, uploaded, copied and pasted the way you want it, I want you to click on the home page. Oh, I forgot to note, this home page might be a place where you just kind of want to give me a brief summary. Hi, this is so-and-so's portfolio. Maybe give me a brief overview of what the portfolio contains, what its purpose is. Just some sort of introductory comment here would be useful, and you would just edit the welcome page to do so. You could even edit the name of the welcome page. But regardless, once everything's edited from the home page, I want you to simply copy and paste, or copy the URL. From there, then we got to go to where to submit the link. You'll be submitting the link right here in Modules, Final Portfolio. And you'll have your side, of course, of this, not the instructor side. And you will upload this link here. Now you can do it one of two ways. You can enter the link in a text entry box or enter it in a website URL box. Each way would be fine. I get it either way. But you'll just paste that copied URL right into this Canvas assignment module. And that will be the end of it. So that's a walkthrough of how to create your ePortfolio with some advice about how to do it. Of course, you can ask me questions about this in next week's conferences or in office hours, but this should give you enough to get started and build your ePortfolio now. Reminder not to wait till the very end and let the work pile up. So I will see you in the next video with an explanation of the portfolio introduction and a discussion about how to properly develop that.